I've been in and out of 33 different county jails throughout the United States.
Every time I work here, every time I walk in the block, whether it's M block, F block, my goal is to be a part of their life, just to inspire them, to motivate them. It makes me just want to come back to work every day.
I think what makes a good CO for a Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office is someone that is compassionate about people. That's at the core of what we do.
This is not about just locking them up and throwing away the key and open up the door when their time is up.
There's somebody that helps you with housing, there's people that help you with finding a job when you leave here.
This is about talking to them, talking about their mistakes, being a positive person in their life because they may not have many on the outside.
There's not one thing that you can't get help with in here if you actually want the help and ask for it.
Hello, my name is Jerry Clayton, your Washtenaw County Sheriff. In this episode of Beyond the Badge, we will give you an in-depth view of the Corrections Division of the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office. So this episode is more than just a jail tour. It's really a story about the corrections professionals that work in the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office, in our Corrections Division, who work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, providing for the needs of the people that are incarcerated in our jail. Our correction officers know that we must tend to not only the physical needs that people have, but the emotional and psychological needs. So for all day, every day, they maintain security by really managing people.
Every correctional officer working at Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office has undergone intensive training to support SIM. One of the main goals of this jail is to support their basic needs, which is food, clothing, health care, mental and emotional well-being. If we can support these things, it will allow better re-entry into the community.
This is something that is very innovative. It's something, and it's something that's kind of groundbreaking. We're always told that this is the way that jails are going to end up going. We're just kind of the trailblazers for it.
So this enlightened approach is foundational to everything that we do. All of our operations in our correctional facilities, our policy, our training, and staff behavior is really grounded in a basic assumption that if we manage inmate behavior, if we provide for basic needs and put in place the practices and behaviors and policies that support those basic needs, lay out expectations and help people meet those expectations, we can successfully run a safe, secure, clean, quiet facility. We also know that our primary goal is that when people leave our facility, they're in a much better position to be successful than when they came into our facility.
And it starts right from the intake process. Instead of bringing a new arrest in and toss them in the holding cell and getting to them when we can, we immediately begin to assess their risk and needs. We immediately begin to look into any emergencies that they may have pending so we can take care of those things.
For a newly arrested individual incarcerated in the Washtenaw County Jail, their experience starts here in our ITR.
This is known as the ITR, Intake Transfer Release Area. The subject will come over to our medical clinic area. We want to see if they're fit to stay here at the facility. Once they finish up with the medical staff, they'll go through a risk and needs assessment with our community service officers. We have all types of services available through our CMH staff to make their stay here safe and smooth as possible.
Our ITR is probably also the best example of the physical transformation that has occurred in our correctional facility from the traditional way of managing inmate behavior to our adopted operational philosophy of strategic inmate management.
The ITR opened up in 2010. Prior to the ITR opening up, we had an area called the booking area. The booking area was extremely loud, noisy, it was dirty, and chaotic. Sometimes you would have up to 30 or 40 inmates in one cell with one phone, one toilet. This area that we have here now is clean, the noise volume is down, and inmates behave themselves in a proper way.
When they come to the ITR, the way that you speak to them, it goes a long way. And they remember everything you do. They remember how you talk to them. They remember if you listen to them when they're saying something to you. So once you listen to them, once you talk to them like they have common sense, they were gonna respect you. And you're gonna respect them as an officer also. So that respect, it goes a long way and can get you many places in this jail.
We here at the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office believe that 90 to 95% of our inmate population will behave situational normal as long as you provide them with the rules in which you want them to follow. And so what we do here is we constantly, consistently, on a daily basis, on every shift, as a whole, remind the inmates of what we expect of them to do.
You know what, I'll say, they're consistent. I know what's going to be asked for by this guard when they come to this block.
It makes it beneficial for the inmates and for the officers, and in a whole, it makes this facility a lot safer jail.
The biggest thing that surprises people when talking about work is the face-to-face, shoulder-to-shoulder interaction with the inmates in here, hands down.
One of the things I was taught from the very beginning is, safety and security. As long as you get home safely, you had a great day.
I'm not coming home bruised up and beat up from fights because it works.
They're doing things like holding town hall meetings on a daily basis. They are expected to make at least one contact with each and every inmate that is in their housing unit on a daily basis. This is part of that humanity portion. In some ways, we are seen as role models, and our officers are expected to behave themselves as such.
We're here to help them. We're working tirelessly to make them productive members of the community.
You know what? These are human beings, just like me and you. These are people that have made mistakes. They made bad decisions. And even though they made bad decisions, you still gotta treat them as humans. You gotta listen to them. You gotta speak with them. You gotta respect them. And you gotta inspire and motivate them day to day.
So there is an old saying that says that idle hands is the devil's workshop. So one of the things we try to do around here is keep the inmates occupied. We have inmate recreation. Some of the housing units have a half-court basketball court within. But we also, when you talk about being successful and you talk about reentry back into the community, is we try to set them up with different programming. If you have troubles with alcohol, we have AA classes or NA for people that struggle with drug addiction.
The availability of things is vast.
They take the cake when it comes to aftercare stuff.
Get them on the right path, get their foot in the door to be a contributing member of society.
We wholeheartedly believe that if we do this and we do it appropriately, this is something that will ultimately set them up for success. And a large part of this is keeping our inmates connected to their families, which is their support system on the outside. So one of the biggest, most joyful, and most looked forward events that we have here is the annual holiday celebration. Here, families are invited in for relaxing, festive reunions in which we try to provide an opportunity for family relationships to be fostered and strengthened, where inmates are reminded of the life they're working so hard to regain. And so when they come in, they're in one state. What we're trying to do is push them out as a better person and hopefully stop or at least lower the recidivism rate here in Washtenaw County.
I'm proud of the work that I do. I'm very proud of the work that I do. It's the reason I'm proud of it is because, like I said, it allows me to come in here to motivate people, to inspire them, to see them do better, and just to see their progression from day to day. And that is rewarding to me, and I love my job.